This video is going to show you how you can create note cards and arrange them so that they make it easier for you to create your paper later. So we have just created a citation in Noodle Tools for my project about child soldiers. But if you look right here, under this citation, I don't have any note cards. It says 0 note cards. Let's say I want to create a new note card. I would only go ahead and click on New. It's saying, okay, what is this note card going to be about? Well, if I go back and look at my paper or at the text that I'm getting information from, it says right here, child soldiers are not a new phenomenon, which is implying that there's a lot of history behind child soldiers. So I can go ahead and in my Noodle tools, I can put history of child soldiers. Now, this first paragraph, this first box right here is for direct quotations. Direct quotations should really only be used if you think that the author's words could not be said in any better way by you. That's when you use direct quotations. So if I wanted to do direct quotations, I could go ahead and I could simply copy and paste information from here. All right, so let's say that I say the next thing you knew, you were on the front line. When you got there, there was an ambush, all these other things. So let's say I decide that that is exactly what I want to have specific in my paper. So that I could go ahead and I could put in there. Okay, now if you notice, this has already populated the source, so I already know exactly where I got this from. And I also know that this is a direct quotation. However, most of what you type, most of what you do, is going to be in this area right here, the paraphrase or summary area. Okay, so think about what you've learned in terms of paraphrasing, how you synthesize information together, and this is what you're going to want to be focusing most of your time in. When I'm done with this card, all I have to do is click Save. Now if you see, it says that I have one note card. If I want to go and look at my note cards for this project, all I have to do is click on Note Cards. And I would see that I have a note card sitting right here. So now you have one note card here. Let's say you want to create another new note card using the same source. You could simply click on New Note Card. Now what you need to understand very quickly is that this did not populate the source right here. Right? So I need to make sure that I identify that right away. Now I only have one source that I have cited so far for this project. You may end up having 5 or 6 pretty soon, and so you want to make sure that you always select from this drop down menu what your source is. And usually you're going to be using the same source for all your note cards, but as you get more sources, you're going to have to make sure you're selecting the correct one each time. So I'm going to select this one. And then I've gone ahead and read through part of what's in here. So I'm going to go ahead and I've paraphrased some information. So this is what I typed in a few minutes earlier, and I'm just copying and pasting this in right here. So this is, like I said, where you're going to be putting most of your information would be in your paraphrasing part. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save. Oops, what did I forget to do? So what is this main idea? The main idea of this particular note card is this a new idea? Using children in warfare. So that is what I need to do. I'm going to click Save. And now it just populates this as a new note card. Now, if I want to go ahead and I can just drag this right onto the desktop. The thing is, at some point you're going to start getting a whole bunch of piles here. So you have to make decisions. Remember, I was talking earlier about different subtopics and topics that you might have. So this might all have to do with history. Maybe I want to start a pile that's just talking about history things. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drag it into the other one that had history. So I can start making a pile now. So I could say history of child soldier, or I could say of children used in warfare. Click OK. And now this says I have 2 cards in this, and it lists exactly what those card names are. And I can click on View Details, and it gives me my cards, both of them right here. And what's nice is it says this is a quotation, and then it says this is paraphrasing. And that is how you go ahead and build up your cards. And if you look at one of my other projects here, I have 7 note cards in this particular project. And you can see under my note cards, you can see I have a bunch of different possible piles for these. And that's how you can kind of arrange your things as you're going to kind of keep your piles together, keep your notes together, help you organize and see maybe where you need more information, maybe where you have too much information, and it helps you make assessments as to what you should be looking for in your research as you're moving forward.